Hey, what's going on, everybody? Nick Saponaro here with Frisco Chavez for your monthly Divi Live at 5 update. If you are new to the project and you don't know what Divi is, welcome. Divi project was created in 2017 with one philosophy in mind: to make crypto easy and accessible to everyone everywhere. If you don't know already, we launched our now patent pending Masternode one-click cloud installer. We call it Mochi back in 2018 alongside our desktop wallet and our layer 1 blockchain, which is still to this day the easiest way to set up a node and start earning cryptocurrency from your phone or computer. Welcome to the show. Some housekeeping items. First of all, no AMA at the end of the show anymore. We are doing them on Twitter Spaces. We will be wrapping up around 6-ish, and we'll hop on Twitter Spaces around 6:15. So definitely hit us up over there with any of your questions. So without further ado, let's jump into the show. First of all, we got a crypto market update. Lots of stuff is happening in the market right now. But I think probably the most impactful thing that's happening is in Eastern Europe. Of course, Russia invaded Ukraine. If you don't know that, I don't know how you could possibly not know that at this point. It's affecting the market in a variety of ways. It's affecting us even. Like we had the other day to send some payments to our team in Belarus, and the wires got rejected and turned back around to us. We have friends, family in Ukraine.
I think that's what some people don't always understand, is that we have teams all over the world, and it's not just on one side. I think we have staff in Russia and from Ukraine. We have employees with family members in Ukraine. So it's not just what's happening in the market, but it's actually what's happening with our teams and our families that kind of gives us a bigger scope. But what is this specifically, Nick, doing to the market? I mean, we look at what gold's doing, we look what crypto's doing, and even our stock markets. But as a whole, what does your Ukraine really mean to you in this situation?
Well, obviously, first of all, as you said, our hearts and thoughts are with our friends and family and all those affected by this. But when it comes to the market, yeah, we did see a big rise in gold and other precious metals right at the beginning of the conflict, which kind of petered out. And I think silver's back up again today, and maybe gold is as well. Stocks have been taking an absolute slaughtering. Crypto, I think there was like a moment where Russia and Ukraine were talking about utilizing cryptocurrency. Of course, Russia has legalized crypto in its own way, and Ukraine legalized it back in, I think, September of last year to be like a modicum of exchange. So what we ended up seeing was, I think I saw, maybe it was Captain Nemo or something like that, say, Ukraine is crowdsourcing freedom, right? So all these people started donating their actual cryptocurrencies to Ukraine to support them in this conflict. And I think that did help, and especially as the banks became inaccessible to the people of Russia, I think that helped the price of Bitcoin start to rise. But I think there was actually a lot more people speculating that the rise was going to happen because of that. Like, oh, all these Russian people now have to buy Bitcoin and things like that. And we saw that, of course, over the past couple of days, and now it's tanked quite a bit actually from those highs.
So, but let me ask you something. Like, so you just said like Russia has legalized cryptocurrency, Ukraine's legal. When a country legalizes a cryptocurrency, is it making it a legal tender immediately, or is it legalizing it just for the trade? What does that mean?
It seems like this is the problem with this, because like there's 195 countries in the world, right? So you can have 195 different approaches to legislation and legalization or whatever. First of all, you can't legalize or illegalize this. It's a technology, right? It's regulated by code and nothing else, right? But you can regulate, as we've seen, the exchanges, the custodial wallets, things like that. That's why it's so, like, now is probably the most important time in history to take custody of your own Bitcoin and your own cryptocurrency, to put it in cold storage, to put it in self-custody wallets, to take it off exchanges and things like that. Because the only real, like, ramifications that can happen are when the governments of the world start placing down sanctions and saying, this, you're a centralized regulated exchange, you're not allowed to work with Russia, right? Or we're gonna shut you down from our shores or whatever. So when Russia legalized Bitcoin, they basically made it so that, yeah, you can use it as long as it's through these, like, specific channels and whatnot. So of course people are still able to get them into self-custody wallets and things like that, but it's a lot more tracked than it is probably in the United States. And if Ukraine took a different approach, El Salvador's taken a different approach.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens worldwide. Maybe it'll standardize over time.
Now, I don't want to go off on a tangent or anything like that, but I know, and some of our viewers, some of them do know and some of them don't know, but what is cold storage to you? And in a quick way, like what's one of the best ways for somebody to use cold storage for their Bitcoin in a case like this? Because you did mention it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, somebody that uses cryptocurrency all the time, I try to keep a good amount, enough to spend, so to speak, on my Divi wallet. And then I'll keep the majority of my portfolio on my ledger, right? So my Bitcoin, ETH, whatever other coins I might be holding at one time or another on your ledger or Trezor. Those are the top cold storage wallets. And cold storage just means your keys are offline.
Gotcha.
Right.
Cool.
So that's about it for the crypto market update. Let's talk about Divi by the numbers. Yeah. Okay, so interesting month for Divi in terms of numbers. We did see some growth in terms of nodes and vaults. I think what we're starting to see is more people actually just moving over from master nodes to staking vaults, and more people actually moving into the mobile wallet from desktop. I see the transition happening all the time. We have 2,715 staking vaults running now, which is pretty awesome. In those vaults, let's see here. We have, I mean, it's definitely taking over. You can see it's almost 3,000. So moving on, Divi nodes and vaults. So again, you're seeing that basically the same amount of actual Divi stayed in nodes and vaults, but more went into vaults from the nodes. So same thing. Divi price, of course, has gone up a little bit from last month, 6.82 cents. And finally, the Divi supply distribution, just over 2.7 billion coins in the ecosystem. Looks like majority are still in master nodes, but we are seeing that move to staking vaults. And only 17.8% circulating supply, which is
when it says
crazy.
Estimated staking non-vault, those are all the desktop
staking? Yeah, that's desktop staking. People have a virtual private server or some other service that they're staking with outside of our ecosystem.
Still a good chunk.
It's great. I mean, we don't want to see everything in one app,
mobile,
right? Yeah. So that's great. Cool. So moving on, we have the wallet, the mobile wallet. Mobile wallets definitely kept growing this month. About 23,000 users, 23.5 thousand. I think that's up about almost 4,000 from last month, which is awesome. Active users remaining stable. Love to see that. And I think that'll change too once there's more stuff to do in the wallet. I actually had a buddy download the wallet recently. He's like, okay, this is really cool. Like, I'm glad I can stake and stuff, but like, I'm not going to open it again until I have, I want to trade or do something else. So once these new features come out, I think we'll start to see a change in actives. And then regions. Regions is the most interesting thing, I think, to me, at least, because Europe and Asia are now equal to each other in terms of the number of users.
14%.
Africa's growing. You couldn't even see the sliver of Africa before. Now it's 2.2. I know it's still not a huge number, but it's pretty cool. And then of course North America just continues to become the the majority.
Let's talk about Asia catching up and seeing those numbers match Europe now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what Divi's doing, but how is this La Liga really helped boost us to get that kind of region?
Well, yeah, I mean, one of the primary regions is Southeast Asia, right? We also have some stuff going on in Japan and China as well. And we know that these areas are areas of the world where cryptocurrency is highly necessary.
Yeah.
And again, it's like this is like historic moments happening all the time worldwide. And whether you're in one of these conflict regions or you're in Canada where stuff's happening with the truckers or whatever, you're seeing it happen, right? You can't be blind to the truth anymore. So I think a lot of people are saying like, okay, I need to find where I'm gonna actually store my crypto and start using it.
Yeah.
And of course, La Liga is helping to expose people to an option, which is Divi.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool. So let's talk about what's going to be happening here in the near future. I think we have a pretty cool video to show you. I'll just give you a quick preface of what it is. This is a trailer. So when we went to Madrid, we're making a documentary about the whole La Liga thing. It's really, really cool. We have a professional group that's doing the whole documentary and everything. So we have a trailer for the first episode, and the first full video will actually be ready and posted next week. So let's check out the trailer.
Nice.
We are here today to sign a world's first.
About 13 hours directly from San Francisco airport, and now we're here in the La Liga offices.
Something clicked actually when we were talking with Divi Labs.
Crypto should be accessible, easy to use, and approachable for everyone everywhere.
We really saw that it was very much aligned with what La Liga is about.
We just closed the biggest partnership that we've ever closed with La Liga, which allows for over 1 billion people to be exposed to the Divi wallet and the Divi products and services.
It's a perfect match.
The first ever crypto wallet to partner with a football league.
This moment for Divi is a paradigm shift.
Dude,
Chills, bro.
chills. It's just as exciting to watch it every single time. And this is just the trailer
Right.
of what's going on. And there's an incredible footage, like some of the interview shots and like really being able to document what happened from the very beginning. Like I'm very excited for what you guys are producing there. So that's really
because people don't even realize we did a whole press conference while we were in Madrid
yeah.
that no one's even seen yet. Like there's so much content coming out around La Liga. I know people are always like, oh, when's the marketing going to start? It's like, yo, this is like being done in the most professional freaking way that you could possibly do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, hopefully that trailer is an example of what's coming.
Well, it's kind of like, I mean, you never really like sign contracts and then all of a sudden marketing material, everything's done the next day.
Right.
We went to Madrid, signed the contracts, made the deal happen, and it takes this much time before we start that full launch of marketing.
I think it's going to be a great storyline too, because it's like this underdog story. Divi's this little engine that could basically, and here's how it actually went down, and you get kind of a back behind the scenes view of that. Now, I mean, moving forward with more La Liga stuff, we actually are heading back to Dubai. I'll be there mid-month with part of the team, and this is actually the first true kickoff event of the partnership. Okay. So we're going to be doing actually a range of events, a bunch of different audiences. Influencers will be there. We're doing like an influencer party with press and media and things like that. We'll be at World Blockchain Summit. We'll be talking about that more in a second. We're doing an online event on the 20th for El Clasico. Okay. And then, VIPs are coming. We've invited players and like, of course, the film crew will be there and stuff like that. So we'll be getting more content. We'll reveal more about this soon. There's a ton.
What's the main kickoff event? Like, what is the main event? Is it the El Clasico?
So it's kind of around that. It's like we're not 100% sure exactly what it's going to be yet. We've talked about a yacht party. We've talked about something at a hotel. It kind of depends on. La Liga's been really helpful about like getting us accommodations and things like that. So it's somewhat reliant on what they end up wanting to do and bring forth. But what we do know is it'll be a big deal. There'll be a press there. There'll be big influencers there. We're inviting a ton of cool people, and it should be fun. We'll definitely
big moment of the launch.
Huge. Yeah. Nice. I mean, this is true. I know we've had this first 4 months or whatever since we signed, but this is like in my opinion, the true kickoff. And we'll be, of course, keeping everyone posted on what happens.
Nice.
But outside of that, we have some other events coming up as well.
Mhm.
So there are 3 major events. The first conference is the Football Industry Innovation Conference. This is actually coming right up. This is next Tuesday, March 8th. I'll be speaking about monetizing fan engagement, crypto sponsorships, and Maite, who's she's the managing director of the MENA region. She'll be there. All the big like prestigious football players and people from that industry will be there.
Okay.
I keep saying football, but we're talking about soccer for our, for our American friends here.
What is this conference for? Like, who's the conference for?
It's for the football industry. Like, it's a true football conference.
Okay, nice.
And this is like the who's who event. I'm actually speaking at, for me, it's going to be 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'll just be doing it on Zoom. And we're going to try to stream it. Or get the stream link so that everyone can watch that. And we'll have like all the logistics and stuff sorted out.
What's a sneak peek, Nick, of what you're going to talk about?
Honestly, dude, I don't really have it prepared yet.
He didn't say that. Yeah.
No, I mean, this is stuff that we think about daily anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just like this, be chatting with Maite, talking about the potential of, what cryptocurrency can and has done for sports.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen just in the past year, the Super Bowl, actual stadiums being purchased, and of course all these big sponsorships, one of ours being one of them. With La Liga. So I think there's a huge potential for collaboration between crypto and sports.
There's a lot of people there's a lot of things happening like that, but I think we're one of the first.
We are the first crypto to partner with, as Zoe said, a sports league like this, or a football league.
That's big.
It is, and it's the biggest football league in the world. So okay, so the next event is going to be World Blockchain Summit. That will be in person in Dubai. This is the same conference that we met La Liga at last year. So we're obviously really excited. But there's also a bunch of family offices going, royal family. We're actually throwing an event for some VIPs at that as well. It's like an investor dinner thing. And of course, La Liga will be there as well.
What do you see, like, I did get a chance to experience the first Dubai trip. What do you see yourself doing on the second one? Like, what's different about going the second time? Because the first time it's like, wow, we're in Dubai. And there's a lot of experiences and meeting and shaking hands, meeting La Liga. But now going back, vetted in what the territory is and what you want to do. What are some of your goals for Dubai? And what are some of the new things that you might want to experience?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of, like you said, we have our bearings now.
Yeah.
Last time we were looking more for partners.
Mm-hmm.
I think this time we'll be looking more for people who want to get more deeply involved with the project financially, investors, high tier investors, people that want to make a difference in the project in one way or another, but in the right way, not just like any VC or any family office, but like people who believe in the vision and want to become part of what we're building long term.
That sounds great.
Yeah. And then finally, we'll be at Bitcoin Miami, April 6th to the 9th. I don't think we're going to sponsor the actual event. We'll be doing some stuff around.
Yeah.
Maybe like wrap some cars. And we've actually had a couple of people reach out and say, hey, I'll donate. Or not donate, but, you can use my car and wrap it or whatever.
Nice.
So if you're in town, I know you'll be there.
Oh, yeah.
But if you guys are in town and want to jump into meetup, or
I think we still got some time. So if you have any ideas of what we could be doing in Miami, or what are some of the events that you're going to be participating in or going to during the actual convention, we're going to be down there a few days. So we'd love to hear from the community and make sure that we reach out and go get some food or something.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so I guess we go into the product update now.
Yep. What's going on with product?
So I'm going to try to keep my calm and cool a little bit here, because what I'm about to say is pretty cool and exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, the code's complete.
The code's complete.
The code is complete.
The code's complete.
We're done.
The code's complete.
It's all ready.
The code is complete.
So we enter into now the deep testing process, security audits, penetration testing, beta testing with the community. And we anticipate releasing to production at the end of this quarter.
The end of the quarter.
Indeed.
All right. For people that I think are most excited would be your beta testers. When do you see that happening?
You should probably start hearing from the voice and some of the other leaders of the beta testing group within the next week or so.
You heard it.
Yeah.
1 week. beta testers. We should start hearing some stuff.
Yeah, they're doing some cool stuff right now, getting the test builds like sort of separated away from the production client so that we can just run in parallel tracks, and it's a little bit more of a streamlined process. So I don't know exactly how long that's going to take, but they're working on it right now.
Code's complete.
But the code is complete. So.
All right.
Okay, so also in product news, we have a special guest, my good buddy Josh Caleb, to come give us an update on DeFi. Yo.
How's it going?
What's up, man?
Hey.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful Friday evening. Actually, it's raining here. I don't know how it is for you over in where you are, but
it's cold.
It's cold. Yeah, well,
cold.
at least I can say it's not cold here. All right. So look, I want to start off by just asking a simple question. Tell us the difference, first of all, between eDivi, the ERC20, and the actual eDivi bridge. Make that distinction for us.
Yeah, and I think that's important to keep in mind. So eDivi is something that we colloquially say to refer to the wrap version of Divi. So whereas you have the current Divi that you have on the existing blockchain, eDivi is the ERC20 token, which represents Divi on the Ethereum blockchain. So that is eDivi. Now the bridge is a technical solution that allows users to take their existing Divi, the regular old layer 1 Divi that they currently have, take it through the bridge, wrap it so that they can take that asset and have it on the Ethereum network, right? So these are two very different things. There is a smart contract that creates eDivi and is always backed one-to-one. And that's something that's really important to keep in mind. Every eDivi in circulation, every ERC20 wrapped Divi is backed by one existing layer 1 Divi. So they're fundamentally the same asset, but they just exist on two different networks. Now the bridge is something that we're working on with a partner called ChangeNow. The bridge is something that we're going to be releasing to the public a little bit later on following the eDivi development. Right now, I'm really excited to say that the code for the eDivi smart contract is currently complete. So we are going to be doing a good bit of testing this weekend. We're going to be doing some penetration, security audits, things like that over the next week. But we will be releasing that on schedule, just as we promised within the quarter. And then the eDivi bridge, which is a different piece, is going to be coming a little bit later down the road. So that's really exciting because users are going to be able to still access eDivi through decentralized exchanges like Uniswap and SushiSwap. It's just that the bridge is going to come a little bit later down the road so they can easily move interchangeably between networks.
Cool. Yeah. So it sounds like obviously some great progress has been made. Everything's technically on track right now.
Right.
I know we talked to the devs in charge of this morning, and we're going to be testing, like you said, over the weekend and into next week. As far as DeFi is concerned, though, it's complex, right? So I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'm leading this question, obviously, but
sure.
Some of your thoughts on how we're going to make it a little bit simpler for our community.
I think there's only so much you can do with just UI and UX. An important piece of it is creating content and educational materials that our community, the Divi community, can use to sort of take that leap and start learning about how to use a decentralized exchange or how to use MetaMask so that they can trade on something like Uniswap. And, transparently, DeFi is something that's really complex, right? And it's something that for a long time has been very intimidating to a lot of folks in the community of crypto users. And so we want to kind of create that gateway of ease of use and also, the educational content that makes people feel confident about experiencing these other tools and other mechanisms within crypto. So we are going to be creating a fair bit of content leading up to the development of the bridge and the completion of the bridge. Right now, we're working with Zoe. We're getting a lot of that material prepared. And we want to make sure that folks have Medium articles that they can reference, that they have diagrams that they can reference. Nick knows, he's seen a ton of my diagrams already, so he knows we've got a lot of different visuals that are going to our design team so that people can understand, what the concept is and what conceptually it means to go across this bridge, right? Because we use all this technical nomenclature, but to the average person, it doesn't really mean anything. So we want to give them a visualization and then some kind of an education surround that so that they can start kind of dipping their toes in DeFi. But no, it's really exciting. It's really complex, but there's a lot of opportunities on the other side for a lot of different participations. Like, for instance, users are going to be able to provide liquidity for eDivi, which is a very novel concept coming from the world of centralized exchanges, where you can't traditionally put liquidity in there. So it's going to be really exciting, and there's going to be a whole new world of opportunities unlocked through eDivi.
That's awesome, dude. Well, hey, man, I really appreciate you coming and giving a quick update about this. I know a lot of people are interested in this particular avenue that we've been walking down. So I'm
Right.
really excited to get eDivi out there and ultimately the bridge. So, yeah, man,
Likewise.
thank you.
Yeah,
Josh,
absolutely.
you going to come to any of these next trips? Which ones will you be on?
I
sir?
should be in Miami in the first week of April.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
we'll
I'll
see
see you
then,
guys at the
and,
pool.
I'll see you in the pool.
Yeah.
All right, man. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Thanks,
Take
Josh.
care, guys.
Cool.
All right, that was some good information, and obviously just explaining it a little bit deeper coming from him. I love what he's saying is that the language and the culture that we speak sometimes isn't always what the general public can understand about some of these, and so it's always nice to hear him break it down just a little bit further.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I've learned a ton from Josh about DeFi and stuff like that. Like, I knew the surface level stuff before we brought him into the team, but we've dived pretty deep.
Yeah, I feel like he's always flying 30,000 feet. I'm flying 10. And
yeah,
I'm like, hey, Josh, what can you see?
Yeah, but he has the ability to drop to our, our low level as well.
Exactly.
Okay, so moving on, we do have some partnership updates that we want to give. Lots of amazing stuff happening right now in the terms of partnerships. Not, of course, all that we can talk about at the moment. However, we can give an update on one, and we're going to announce a new one as well. As you guys know, partnerships like the ones that we're working on now, they do take time. There's a lot of NDAs and things that we can't and can say at various times. So we will always appreciate your patience as we roll these things out and get things going.
It never happens as fast as you want it to.
Ever. Not once.
Not once.
But I've kind of grown to just you try to just take one step every day.
Yeah.
One step every day. Okay, so the first partnership update is about the telecom, which I know we get a lot of questions about this. We just today actually got amazing update from them. Basically, the way that this project or this program is going to work is that there is a large ecosystem of partners that make what they're trying to do happen. They're doing smart city implementations in places that don't have basically any infrastructure. It's very difficult, like even concept to materialize in reality.
You're not taking an almost smart city and making a smart city. You're taking like a nothing.
Right.
You're starting from scratch and you're like, we're going to make this a smart city.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're not going into like, Temecula and making it slightly better. So with that said, the final there was 2 ecosystem partners that were probably the most difficult to close. They both signed on officially over the past 2 weeks.
Okay.
The last one being literally last week. The funding requirements for this, which this, by the way, is like a $50 million total project.
Yeah.
We are like a part of it as Divi. But it's
much larger.
Oh, it's huge. Right. So all the funding requirements are now established. They're going through a process of ensuring those funds.
Yeah.
And the project kickoff actually is now looking imminent.
Okay.
Which I'm really excited about. And so I hope that is enough of an update about this.
Well, let's tell the audience just a little bit more.
Sure.
When you see a project like this, like we're such in the beginnings of a project. When do you foresee like them getting their first smart city off? Like what could you project for a viewer to be like, okay, I remember when Nick talked about this.
Right.
So
I'll go even further back because
right.
I started working on this deal before I even became the CEO of Divi. So we're talking almost a year in right now.
Where did you meet where did this all start?
So this was just a connection through a mutual friend, mutual contact. Okay. And I traveled up to LA to meet with the CEO of this company. And we talked about a lot. Yeah. It was like a long meeting. It was like 2 hours. Yeah. And it was mid-pandemic. So we were outdoors and 6 feet apart in this whole thing because you couldn't meet inside anymore.
Yelling at each other.
Yeah, right. So it was a great meeting though. And it took a little bit more, of course, back and forth before he was like, okay, this seems like the solution that we need. And then it took even longer to get the contracts ready, and it took even longer to get those contracts revised, and over and over and over. I'm talking, I was probably working on it for 6 or 8 months before we even signed any documents.
Wow.
And then I didn't announce it until 3 months ago or whatever.
Yeah. Which kind of gives, sometimes we tease things, but it's like even just getting documents ready can take months and months and months.
Absolutely.
So we get excited about projects, and sometimes we want to talk about them,
of course,
before we can fully. But I mean, we're even realizing right now, like the update right now is a year in.
Right. Yeah. And that's not that unheard of.
No,
like,
it's not uncommon. It's just the process.
It's the process. So finally, we're at the point where the project is almost ready to kick off.
Okay.
Funding is secured, and yeah, I'm super stoked.
Awesome.
I'm super stoked. Yeah.
Awesome.
So we'll continue to update as things go along. Now we do have another partnership.
All right.
What's interesting is, like, there's been a strange, I don't think it's strange actually. There's just been a shift in commerce, in enterprise commerce. Like, every single person and every single business person, I should say, wants to get into crypto somehow. And they're approaching it from a variety of angles, right? Some are doing like NFTs or metaverse plays or whatever. Others are just trying to integrate crypto into their existing ecosystems. And that's kind of what this new partnership is going to be. And I think we might. Oh, we do. We do have the blog is up right now on the blog, blog.divi or diviproject.org/blog. Can you screen share?
I'm gonna get it right now.
Okay.
Get it going.
So this is really cool. This company is called TPT Global Tech, and they are basically a technology company made up of a variety of divisions in telecommunications, medical, data, and they actually have a subsidiary that produces content for hit TV shows like Ted Lasso, Outlander, American Horror Story, Ray Donovan, like huge shows. So this newest division of their organization, we just signed a collaboration agreement with them to become their official crypto wallet partner.
No way.
Yeah, so they have this app that they call ViewMe, and ViewMe is going to be launched this summer, and we'll integrate the crypto wallet the Divi wallet into their app just after launch.
Okay.
And basically, it's a super app, right? So it combines a bunch of popular social media apps into one place. So they have like a TikTok component, they have like a Twitter Spaces, Clubhouse component. They even have like a SoundCloud thing. They have a podcast platform. They have all this stuff geared toward creators. And so instead of just like posting your stuff and hoping you get likes, they actually have a way to monetize your content, and they have like a subscription model and things like that, almost like a Patreon kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's really reasonably priced, and they're going to use crypto as one of the payment methods.
Okay.
Really cool, right? So they needed a crypto wallet. Building a crypto wallet, for those that don't know, is really expensive and hard. It takes a long time, as you may know if you've been following Divi for a long time. So like having a vertically integrated solution is super attractive to an enterprise that needs to move quickly. Now, what's cool is they basically put out like a call for interest, like a sign up on their landing page or whatever. And
just so everybody knows, I put the link in our chat.
Okay,
so
cool.
Everybody on YouTube can look at the blog right away.
Absolutely. Thank you. So the cool thing is, when they put out this call for interest, like this beta sign up or whatever, 47,000 people signed up. Yeah. And they already have, obviously the reach of a company that is producing shows like Ted Lasso and Outlander and stuff.
Yeah.
So we expect there to be a mass influx of creators and users on this app. And I think it's going to be a really big.
What's
really
the
big
timeline on the app?
So yeah, like I said, summer is when the app will actually come out, and then we'll integrate the crypto wallet roughly within that timeline, slightly after that summer. We do have the blog out, like we said, and it's going to be on socials, and there'll be a press release to this same effect, basically what everything I just said, on Monday.
On Monday?
Yeah.
Where's it coming out of?
We're just going to put it through the press wire, so whoever picks it up.
Awesome.
Yeah. More details to follow. Okay.
That was a lot.
I know. I feel like, it was a lot. It is a lot. It's awesome. Okay. So Want to just do like a quick security update, housekeeping item, whatever, PSA reminder. First of all, Divi admins, including myself, will never, for any reason, ever, in any case, ever, direct message you on any platform. If I direct message you, ever, it's not me. You're about to be scammed. If the voice ever DMs you, you're about to be scammed. Like, no one from the team will ever hit you up. No offense, like, we love you guys, but it's just not safe.
It would happen through a proper channel.
It would happen through a proper channel,
an introduction, a proper way. But you're never going to see Nick, Voice, Josh, Zoe. No one's going to be asking for information. No one's going to be just hitting you up to say hello in a DM out of random.
Out of random.
We should never expect this. You should always be an alert, or a flag for yourself.
Exactly.
I think what I shared internally, we had an email trying to be you. We have
right.
everything, and sometimes it looks clean. It's just an extra underscore. And so you really got to be diligent about. It's happened to us a couple times where even other big people in crypto, we're friends with them online, and then you'll get a fake account, but it's just an underscore. It's just an additional number. It's a space,
the L instead of the I.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's an alternate of the letter. And it's, to me, Nick, honestly, like, I get them a lot. Like, I think we all get them, but if you're paying attention to them, you're really kind of fishing through them. But it's something that I just don't think you need to know for yourself, but talk to people about. Like, I screenshot a lot of stuff, and I'm sending it to, like, my mom, my grandma, like my wife. Like, I'm afraid sometimes that she's going to accidentally click something that looks enticing.
Yeah.
So it's also about letting people around know. And a lot of our Divi community, they use Divi in giving rewards to their children. They're using growth with their kids. So we have to talk about those as well. If we're going to get our kids into crypto, we also have to see that it's not just us. Like, oh, I know I won't click on a bad phishing scam email, but it's like, what about our family? What about our partners and things like that? And
they get more and more creative all the time. So you got to be careful, and always just ask. Like, you can ask in the public channel, like, Nick, did you just DM me?
Yeah, you're going to get a no.
Yeah, sorry, man. And then also, as far as wallet updates are concerned, they only happen through the apps. We only push automated updates through the apps. They will never be, hey, download this link. And it will certainly never be a DM that says, hey, download this link. So be on the lookout for that. We've seen people get scammed through that channel as well. If you ever have the need for support, there are official channels for that. There's the Telegram channel, and there's also an official support desk. It's just diviproject.org/support or support.
Where you can issue a ticket, right? And really,
exactly. And the ticket is tracked. It's usually the voice or Gary or one of the other guys.
But for anybody that hasn't done that or might know a little bit of crypto, and you get to that one situation, there are true proper portals now to get the support through an official ticket with Divi. It's not just something that you're going to get random information from a stranger inside of a group. It's going to be an official platform. Right. And most, like you said, it's Gary, it's the voice. It's people that we ask questions to every day.
Yep.
So,
and the final thing is, if we are talking to you in any capacity, we will never, ever ask you for money. We'll never ask you for Bitcoin. We'll never ask you for Divi. We'll never ask you for your seed phrase or anything that has a financial impact on you, ever. Even if I'm as strapped as can be and I just want to get some McDonald's or something, I'm not asking you guys. Trust me. Okay, so that's it for the security PSA. Okay. Couple of suggestion box comments,
and these are real. So, like, just so everybody knows, like, we are officially taking the suggestions that we receive from our community, and these come into these live at fives, and they kind of come into the Twitter spaces sometimes. But really, we're reading through our community, and we're looking for some of those things that, and it might be a question that we answer every single show. And it might be a question we've never seen before, but we definitely engage with it, and we vet a lot of these, and we want to make sure that if you reach out, we could definitely answer some of your questions here on the show.
Absolutely. Okay, so the first one, you want to ask it?
Sure.
Okay, you ask it.
So the NFT metaverse, right? All right. This is the next evolution for cryptocurrency. Old investors, but especially new ones, are very keen on looking into crypto projects with these features.
Yes, we agree. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes when it comes to imagining, like, how the wallet can integrate or interact with NFTs, metaverse, all the fun stuff that's happening within those niches within the crypto space. So yeah, just keep an eye out for stuff. Nothing like necessarily on the immediate horizon, but of course it's top of mind.
Yeah, because there's lots of things that we're working on in projects, but it doesn't just. I mean, there's put Divi in the metaverse, right? Like make that the wallet of the metaverse. Like, yeah, it's great. Like we could try to start working on that, but what are the goals that we have here? And is it to just create NFTs right now? But it's creating our product, our wallet, and things to function with being able to host sales of NFTs or things in the future, right?
Yeah, and the other cool thing is once eDivi is out,
yeah,
you'll be able to actually, as developers, do stuff with Divi on the Ethereum blockchain. So make NFTs that you can buy Divi with, or integrate Divi into your game or whatever. So that becomes a lot more easy as a community driven thing.
Another bigger thing for eDivi.
Right, exactly. All right, so next question.
To integrate desktop wallets into the mobile app, ease of any wallet cross-platform will assist all users.
Yeah, this is something that's been on our backlog for a long time. Obviously, we want the mobile and desktop wallets to be the same, essentially. It is.
Can you remind people why we didn't do that?
Yeah, so the mobile wallet is a different framework entirely than the desktop wallet.
Okay.
Desktop wallet's written in AngularJS. The mobile wallet's written in React Native. So we do have sort of like the early inklings of a React desktop wallet. There's a couple of different approaches that we might take to accomplish this. At any rate, yeah, it eventually will happen. I wish Chris was here because he would know exactly where it is on the roadmap. but it's somewhere. It's somewhere on the roadmap.
We only get Chris every other episode.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So when can we pay our monthly masternode fee with Divi? I think a lot of people are looking forward to this. I think we've had this question come up a few times.
We have, and I actually have a cool update about this.
So we're answering with an update.
We're answering with an update. Yes.
All right.
So Herman, who's our lead blockchain developer, has devised a new feature for the blockchain by which you could actually have on-chain subscriptions. The biggest issue with actually doing a subscription-based model with cryptocurrency is the fact that in order to send a transaction, you have to sign it. Right. So you can't, unless you're a custodial service, I can't draw money from your wallet ever, unless you physically say, here's the money.
I'm signing it over.
So the proposal is in review right now, and we'll publish it on GitHub soon, so everyone can take a look and discuss
so there's
it.
an update to a big question we've had many times.
Yep. Yeah. I've been talking to Herman about this for a long time. He's actually pretty excited about it. And if you're watching, what's up, man? Yeah, he's a genius. So he'll figure it out. And I think
the right man's on the case.
The right man's on the case.
All right. Next one is, and I like this. I offer to wrap my car with the Divi logo and any info regarding Divi wallet, visibility driving around in the city. Now, this is awesome because I think about this all the time. Now, I don't have the coolest car, right? I could wrap my Honda Accord, but I really think that there's plenty of people out there that are driving enough, putting enough miles out there that love Divi. You know, if somebody's serious about wrapping their car, Nick, like what's up?
Well, first of all, we are absolutely down to have that happen. We can provide assets to help with this, and maybe even some Divi to say thank you. Reach out to marketing@diviproject.org to discuss the opportunity. And we're totally open to it. I think
they just got the keys to the door. So marketing
at diviproject.org.
You got it. We need to know what cars need to be wrapped. All right, and then let's go. So we have some questions around La Liga.
Sure.
And La Liga NFTs. So I would really like to start buying La Liga player NFTs. Can Divi make that happen?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff sort of in process with La Liga.
I'm sure La Liga has goals of its own with wanting.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. La Liga. I'm sure La Liga has some aspirations of NFTs in their.
Yeah, and they also have Dapper Labs and SoRare as a partner.
Okay.
Right. So, and the coolest part about La Liga is that all their partners are able to partner with each other.
Yeah.
So a partnership with Dapper Labs is not out of the question. A partnership with SoRare is not out of the question. If we want to do something with the players, NFTs, different stuff like that, it's all there. So yeah, things are in the works for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I know you have some NFT projects that you're working on, right?
I try to help out where I can. I've had a few people reach out and say, like, I hosted a Twitter space for one recently, and I like NFTs. I think they're cool. I just think that the implementation, there's just so much more that can be done with them. And I think stuff like like player NFTs
Players.
or even access to things within stadium, things like that, are a little bit more interesting to me than necessarily like profile pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
But those things are cool too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. So future La Liga NFTs, huge marketing and revenue potential. I think that's kind of a part of that question.
Yeah, I think they know that, right? That's why they'd partner with Dapper Labs and so right?
But you think a big part of NFTs in the future is going to be these players?
Yeah, I mean,
cards?
it makes a lot of sense for any creator or famous person, influencer, artist, musician, whatever, to give direct access to fans and different experiences with fans between the fan and the person themselves. That I don't think we've been able to see in the traditional world, because you always have managers in the way and you know, a bunch of people, middlemen that kind of block the fan. People feel like their favorite celebrities and stuff are on a pedestal because they feel so far away from them, you know. And I feel like NFTs bring us a lot closer between creator and fan.
That's awesome. I honestly kind of feel even just owning one together, right? Like, Shaquille O'Neal owns a board,
right? Yeah,
and then
cool.
I order board. It's like, oh, dude, that's kind
of
cool. It's a different connection.
It's the same reason that, you know, people wear Supreme, right? Like,
definitely,
it's representing you, and you feel like you're part of a larger community.
Guys wearing Supreme, I'll tip my hat.
But
that was a really good question, and obviously, you know, hopefully we'll see La Liga players here soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So obviously this has been a slightly different format for the Live at 5. We've been brainstorming a lot about how we want to continue on with this show. And I like this conversational format, but we want to know if you guys like it. So please comment in the chat box or down below and let us know what you think. We're also considering changing the timing. So we're considering doing the Live at 5s as a quarterly update and doing Twitter Spaces every month for like the actual monthly updates. Or we can do, it doesn't have to be monthly, it could be whenever stuff's happening, you know.
And I think the thing what we're doing here is we love these shows, and it's very successful. I mean, we get a lot of views, and we think it's a lot of information that gets put to the community in a video and a visual type of way. But the Spaces, I've got to say, we've been having a great time on Spaces. There's a lot of interaction with it. You know, we encourage you to watch our Live at 5, but these Twitter Spaces, if you have Twitter and if you're, you know, in the community, jump on. We're bringing speakers up. You can ask the questions live, but there's also like been some really nice and big crypto heads that have joined our Spaces, people that are, you know, CEOs and VPs of other companies that have jumped on to ask and answer some of the questions the community is asking. So we like Spaces. They've been working out really well. We want to kind of increase that more, and maybe possibly with doing quarterly Live at 5s. I want to increase the other types of videos, like videos on the streets and videos of Nick. So, you know, it's not that we want to slow down any of our updates, but there's a lot goes into running a Live at 5. A lot goes into seeing all these updates and putting it together. And we just want to do it better and better every time.
We're also really busy recently, and we are coming up on the season where there's a lot of conferences. There's a lot of travel commitments.
You're going to be gone the next 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be, when I leave for Dubai, I won't be back in my actual house for almost 2 months.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, and I don't want to have to do it from like a bedroom of an Airbnb or something
with a bed in the back.
Right. We've done it before and it's not the worst, but it's not the best either. But this isn't a finalized thing. We do want to hear from you guys. We'll run a poll on Twitter next week, and we'll put out a form for suggestions. You already know there's a true suggestion form. We also have a ton more video content coming out as we start getting more into the La Liga partnership. You guys already just saw the trailer for the documentary that I'll repost on my Twitter here right after this, I guess.
We drop the full video next week.
Full video comes out next week. I don't know exactly what day. And then, of course, I'll put the trailer, like I said, up. Then we're in Dubai. We'll be in Southeast Asia, Thailand, for another activation with La Liga. So, yeah, I mean, just think about it. Let us know what you think, and we can discuss it. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty much it for this show. I liked this. This was cool. Yeah, obviously follow us along on social media at Divi Project, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, all that stuff. Join us for the space right after this at 6:15 on Twitter. We'll be doing the AMA next month. You know, you can look out for a bunch of content coming out of the Divi channels all throughout March while we're in Dubai and eventually when we're in Miami as well. So always stay tuned to those channels. Yeah, I guess we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, follow us.
Thanks. He forgot he had to end it.
Yeah, I have to do that.
Yeah.